everyone, welcome to Maski TV podcast. You're sitting with Zipho Majova, and today I'm joined by teacher content creator Ky-Leigh Wright. Ky-Leigh, hello.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good, thanks. And you?
I'm good, thank you.
Good.
Before we get into it, we want to know a little bit about who Ky-Leigh is. So please tell us about yourself, where you grew up, and why you're sitting with us today.
Okay, so I am a novice teacher. I've started working at a school in 2019, and then I finished my degree. A fun fact is actually that I now work at the school that I attended. So the very class that I teach in is the class that I was in grade 1.
Sweet.
So it's like a full circle moment for me. But yes, I always loved children, always knew that it was my passion, and then just got into it, started studying, and now we're here.
So you say you've always known that you wanted to be a teacher. There was no specific moment where you woke up and you're like, this is it.
So I think when we kind of do a bit of job shadowing in high school, and at the time they had said like go to different niches obviously, and then I kind of found myself just kind of going towards children. So it was like social work and an occupational therapist, and then I went to Friends Daycare for a little bit and Vista Nova Primary School, and that's when I just realized, no, this is for me. Dropped all the other ideas, and that was that.
Wow, okay.
Yeah.
So we have a segment called Maski Minute. I'm going to ask you 5 questions.
Okay.
No thinking, quick.
Yeah.
Your snack of choice.
Lay's chips of late.
Oh, which flavor?
The plain Lay's.
Lightly salted.
It's like on the go, on the go. Just grab it at the tuck shop,
Nice. Strict or chill teacher?
A bit of both.
A bit of both?
Yeah.
You're a mix?
Balance, yeah.
Okay. Whiteboard markers or the chalk?
Whiteboard markers.
What emoji best describes your teaching style?
I actually asked my kids this when we did emojis the other day, and they were like, the crazy one, like with the tongue out. Yeah, that's the one. Yes.
Okay.
That's the one.
Morning person or night owl teacher?
Definitely morning person.
What is a subject you'd fail if you had to teach it tomorrow?
History. Yeah, it wasn't for me, it won't be for me. That's why grade 1 is where it's at.
Got you. Last one. Homework, a necessary evil or overrated?
I think it's overrated. I think they learn for such a long time at school.
You are my kind of teacher.
And I just feel so guilty. I'm just like, no, they don't need to do much more. Just read a little bit at home, do some writing, you're fine. They're fine.
Where were you when I was a learner? Okay, so let's get to the classroom parts. What's one creative or unusual thing that you've tried in your class?
So for me, when I teach a new concept, I found that, I mean, through my journey studying myself, because I did correspondence, I had to teach myself as well. It made me realize that not everyone learns with someone speaking all the time and just like telling you all these things. So what I do is when I teach a new concept, we come up with a little jingle and a song.
Okay.
That kind of teaches what it is.
Nice.
And then we do it and we stand on our desk. And then we stand on our chair. And then we like scream in the classroom and we get it in there.
Yeah.
And then it just sticks. Like I did rights and responsibilities the other day. And then during playtime, I heard a child say, this is my right, but this is my responsibility. And I was like, it's stuck. So yeah, just being crazy all the time, not sitting at a desk. My kids lay on the floor, they lay under my desk, they lay on the counters, whatever works for them.
As you're talking, I understand the crazy emoji.
Yes, you know what I mean? That's where they get it from.
Do your learners ever inspire your content ideas?
A lot of the time. And if I don't post something, they're like, so when are you going to film something? You haven't recorded in a while. Are we still famous? Like, what's happening? So a lot of the time when they're keen to learn something new, or if I'm like, oh, this really worked for us, let's show other people, because a lot of people need that guidance. And a lot of people are stuck with ideas. So when I do see something that works, I'm like, let me share it.
Yeah. What's one thing about teaching that you feel people don't really realize until they're actually in the job?
The amount of times I hear my name. It's insane. Like the amount of times, there'll be times where I'm just like, Miss Wright, teacher, ma'am, this, that. And it's like, where am I? So that was a lot in the beginning. I was like, what are we doing here? So that was hectic. But I think just the connection that you build with them, it's really unreal. Like you're there to teach them, but the little like nuggets that you learn from them, and they teach me all the time. And just hearing about their passions and what they want to be and what they enjoy, that is something that is so rewarding, and I think people forget that.
Yeah. I mean, besides the learners calling your name all the time, what's one challenge in the education sector that you really feel that if you had a magic wand, you'd fix this issue?
I always hope that one day I could kind of change the degree itself. I think the degree needs some work. I just think that a lot of educators come into this space and they've never been in a classroom before. They've been there for 5 weeks on a teaching prac and that's about it. So I just wish other people had opportunities like I did to study alongside being in a classroom, being a student teacher, learning with your mentor teacher, getting little bits from everyone and then developing your own kind of teaching philosophy. I think that's what's missing.
Do you think that has plays a bit of a part in terms of why you brought TikTok into the classroom?
100%.
Yeah.
Because when I did start it, it actually started where I'd been teaching my children Makaton and a parent came to me, they're like, I have a bone to pick with you. I was at home and my child was like, no, if you don't show me sit, I'm not sitting. And I was like, okay. And they were like, they don't know the science and they're struggling to kind of learn it. And I was like, okay, let me record the session and then you also kind of on par with us.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how it stuck. And then it just naturally happened where I realized that, okay, people need this guidance. People need this little tips. The amount of teachers who are in my DMs all the time asking, Ky-Leigh, how do I set this assessment? What do you do for classroom management? I have a child who's fidgety. What can I do to help them? And I think in the actual profession, sometimes it's a bit scary in your workplace, especially coming in as a novice teacher. You're like, oh, who can I go to? So I found that TikTok is that way for people to just kind of connect and be like, I feel like I know you. Let me ask you this question.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So you'd say that generally the response has been positive?
Yes.
Okay. Homework made easy.
Yes.
This is actually interesting now that I think about
Yes.
it. Given your response.
I know,
that
I know.
Homework is overrated.
Yeah.
But anyway, Homework Made Easy
Yes.
has become a fan favorite. What made you start that segment?
So I had been doing some Jolly Phonics lessons in class and I found that a lot of educators and parents were like, how do I do this? Like, what are you doing? How do you use these words? What is the terminology? And then again, in the DMs, it was parents, teachers asking, how do I make homework easy? I've got parents complaining about homework. How can I help? And then I just realized that people don't understand that homework doesn't have to be you sitting at that kitchen table with dad like screaming at you like, this is the answer. And you're like, no, but my teacher said it's not. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I just realized that it doesn't have to be that. You can be driving in the car and be like, what's that sound? What does that letter make? What is that number plus that number? You go to the shops. Let's add these groceries together. It can be fun because, it doesn't have to be sitting at a desk.
Yeah.
So that's what made me try and do that segment.
So it's basically transforming how we think about homework.
Exactly. Because
Okay.
a lot of people just see it as this like
This
tunnel vision, like
traditional-
you sit,
Yeah.
you write those words until you know it. It doesn't stick. So, yeah.
Has a learner ever come to you and said, ma'am, this video really helped me?
So obviously they are not on TikTok. It is for 12 years old and up. So a lot of them, their parents will reach out and say,
Wow.
this resource you showed or this example, like it really worked, thank you so much. So a lot of the parents reach out. The older kids who do watch it, they come to me and they give me a hard time. They're like, ma'am, where were you when I was in grade 1? I needed this, you know. So the kids will have supervised watching of the content and then they'll let me know like, oh, that was a good one. Or my cousin loved this. And
Nice. Yeah. And so, I mean, parents are kind of coming to you and they're really appreciative of this. Do you see TikTok as the future of learning support?
I don't see it as the future, but I see it as a little tool that can assist. I mean, there's so many teacher content creators out there who are sharing their songs and their ways they teach and learn. And I think it's a nice way for parents and other educators to see how we're doing things. There's a CAPS document that tells us what to do, but you need to make it your own. You need to kind of adapt and be like, okay, my kids are really musically inclined. Let me sing all the time. My kids love movement. Let me incorporate that in my lessons. So I think showing that, it doesn't have to be you at your desk and you're learning. I think that's going to inspire educators for the future.
Yeah. And looking back, what has teaching taught you the most as a person?
Definitely a lot of patience. A lot of patience. And just a lot about myself. Like the children will have moments where they come to me and they've got these big emotions and we forget that they have these emotions. Like we forget that they're also these small people with a lot of big feelings, and it's just reminded me that everyone has a lot going on and you just need to be kind and gracious and allow people to just feel those feelings. And then like there's times where my children are like, I really need a nap, and I was like, okay, go lie down for a second. I've got a pillow and a blanket in the class, and they lie down literally a minute or two and they come back ready to learn again. So I think just teaching, it taught me a lot about how we just need to give people some grace.
Yeah. You also teach sign language.
I do. So it's actually Makaton, not sign language, but yes.
Tell us a little bit about that.
So Makaton is a form of verbal sign language.
Okay.
So it is actually from the UK, and we brought it here, and it essentially teaches or enables people to speak and sign. So if I'm telling a child to sit, they don't have to listen to me, but they can see I'm asking them to sit. And it has changed my life. Like a child will be like in the corner and they'll be like, toilet, toilet. I'm like, go, go, go. That alleviates it back and forth. Like, teacher, I got sore. You just show me and I know. And I've had an incident where a child was having a complete meltdown. He hurt his leg and he couldn't speak. He was just in tears. And I was like, what's wrong? I couldn't understand. And then he showed me like, I got hurt. And I was like, okay, this is where we're at. Let's address it. So it's really been a game changer.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Do you think that speaks to inclusivity?
100%.
And diversity in the classroom and kind of getting your learners to become a little bit more aware of that?
Yeah, and working at a full service school, we've got children on all sorts of spectrums, so it really helps me connect with them on a deeper level.
Ky-Leigh, if you had one piece of advice to aspiring teachers, what would it be?
Get into a classroom as soon as you can.
Okay.
Even if you're volunteering, if you just reaching out to schools and being like, can I come to your holiday program? Can I come to the, whatever it is, like, you know, just get in that classroom and learn from all the teachers that you can as much as possible. Because if I think back on my studies, I went from teacher to teacher and I got little bits of information that I took into my own space.
Yeah. What's next for Ky-Leigh?
So the people have been hounding me for a YouTube channel. Our own Miss Rachel from South Africa. I'm not sure if it's going to work out.
Yes, that's great.
So yeah, it's in the pipeline. I'm thinking about it, trying to think about the logistics, but definitely getting more out there and getting like other teachers and parents on board to see how we can help our children.
Yeah. And lastly, where can people follow and support your content?
Okay, so it's miss.wright with 2 T's _ on TikTok. And then on Instagram, it's Ky-Leigh Wright.
Ky-Leigh,
yes.
Thank you so much
for
joining us today. We truly appreciated the conversation, and I certainly hope that as you think about that YouTube and being the future Miss Rachel, we can't wait to see what your journey unfolds.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much for watching. We hope that you certainly join us next time on Maskey TV Podcast. Thank you and goodbye.